Hello, so we're gonna do part 4 actually. Last one was part 3 on the website stuff. So let's do that really quickly. Today we're gonna do a little bit of HTML CSS, custom HTML CSS on the website. The reason for this is sometimes you want to do some stuff that is unique on the page itself. So we're gonna do that right now. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but HTML is essentially just like the text that shows up on your website. You can make tables and stuff show up through HTML, and then CSS is to how to make it, to style it, like add colors, sizes, fonts, margins, stuff like that. And usually what I do when I need to do something, I just kind of Google how to do that thing with CSS/HTML, and then I find usually what I'm looking for. I'm going to show you for what purpose we would ever use it, or you would ever use it. And I'm just going to, a very simple, quick thing for the tutorial. I'm just going to replace this, and I'm going to write it with HTML, and then maybe do some stuff with CSS. And you can do the exact same thing, just so you understand how it works. I think you might be familiar with HTML and CSS already. So, anyways, okay. So you're going to go on your website. You're going to edit your page, and I'm going to add a code block. So instead of a text block, we add a code block. And there you go. It already adds a little HTML thing there. Hello world. So what you could do is you can start editing HTML right off the bat here. So like if I wanna, the way you do with HTML is you open an alligator tag, you type in what your tag is. So for example, like a P is like the paragraph tag, and then you close the alligator bracket, and then this is added automatically usually, but you can also add it, which is the same tag that we added but with a slash before the P. This is like how it ends. This is start, end. And if I add like hello or like U Ottawa Clubs here, it shows up on the page itself, U Ottawa Clubs. That's a paragraph tag. If I switch the P to an H1, that's heading 1. So there you go. So that's HTML. CSS, to edit CSS on the page, you have to add style tags. So open alligator bracket, style, close alligator bracket, and then it adds the end. Now this is CSS. I can basically do stuff in terms of colors and fonts and stuff like that. When I add a code block and I edit the style, of, let's say, the heading 1, it'll edit the heading 1 for that entire page, not for the entire website, just for that entire page. So let's say the way I would edit heading 1 in CSS, I would go. So I would open up the style tag, and then in the style tags I would go H1, open out curly bracket, close curly bracket, and then in those curly brackets I can add what I want to do to H1. Let's say I want to make the color red, so color red. It doesn't change because Squarespace itself has like this written somewhere, so H1 color white. So what you can do to force it to work is before the semicolon there, you can go, you add a space, exclamation mark, important. That makes it so that this is the code that it uses. Obviously that looks horrendous, we're gonna get rid of that. Another thing that I use custom CSS on pages for a lot is margins and padding. That's the space around the U Ottawa Clubs, the heading 1. This actually looks okay, but sometimes this space is too much and I want to lower it, but only for this page. I don't want to lower everywhere else. So what I do is I add H1 again, and then I add margin bottom. So this is the margin below U Ottawa Clubs, colon, and then I make it like negative 15 pixels, px, and then semicolon, and then move up, and it's a lot closer. I think I'm gonna actually make it negative 10. There you go. I didn't have to add an important this time because it just worked out that way, so that's great. So that's wonderful. Then I'm going to click out of this, and now I'm going to delete U Ottawa Clubs off there. And I'm going to go back to my code block, and I'm going to add U Ottawa Clubs myself via HTML. So all I have to do is H1, and then U Ottawa Clubs. Now you'll notice that it's not centered, so if I wanted to center it, what I would do usually is Google how to center text HTML, and I would find something very simple. All I have to do is put center around U Ottawa Clubs, and voila, it will center. So that's wonderful. it's about as easy as that. You can also add stuff like, I want clubs to be red and I want U Ottawa to be white. You can Google how to do that. It'd be like a span thing that you would do. You can also add style right inside H1 if you only want sort of H1 to be what do you call it? H1 to be the color red or something, because if I add it here, it'll change all the H1s, but you only want this H1 to be color red. You can add style in here. I forget how to do it exactly, but if you Google inline styling HTML, it shows up. Point is, if you know your way, if you know what you want to do, you Google it. Usually there's a very simple solution, and these are the situations in which you would use it for. So very simple. Try just replicating your title with the code block so you have a sort of understanding of how it works for now, and then in the future you might do something more advanced. That's easy peasy for this one. I'll catch you on the next one.